Hey Alpha Strikers, welcome back to the super rare review of Avengers Defenders War. My name's Erks.
And I'm Mike Nito.
Let's get to this.
All right, starting off, this is an amazing piece to start with here. Doctor Strange, comma, Earth's Guardian. This is the title character, Doctor Strange. Okay, buckle in, everybody. I'm gonna go through this as quick as I can.
Let's do this.
Okay, number 51, Avengers Mystical, real name Stephen Strange, title character abilities traded. Luckily, he doesn't have any other special powers. Title character abilities. Okay, I'm gonna try and cover this real quick in case you guys don't know. Title characters have special title character abilities, denoted by either a black open book or a white open book, and they spend plot points to activate them. To activate a title character ability, give the character free action, choose the ability, and then add or remove the number of points as indicated by that ability. Title characters may only activate one title character ability per turn. You may not activate a title character ability if doing so would result in less than 0 plot points. And title character abilities, specifically the book abilities, can't be countered or ignored. Then there's also the closed black book effects that they call continuity
effects.
And these are also abilities that cannot be ignored. Your force can't have more than one title character, and title characters can't replace or be replaced. So there you go. All right, so those are the basics of a title character. When it comes to Doctor Strange, he starts with 2 plot points. He gets the closed book ability that says after clearing action tokens, if Doctor Strange or Asgardian activated title character ability this turn but didn't attack an opposing character this turn, deal him 1 avoidable damage. We saw this in Deadpool as well. So
yes.
If you're using your abilities and you're not being aggressive, you're going to be taking damage for it. When Doctor Strange or Earth's Guardian is KO'd, after actions resolve, deal 2 unavoidable damage to the friendly character occupying the square closest to Doctor Strange or Earth's Guardian, last occupied. So instead of, like Deadpool, everybody gets 2 action tokens and can't do anything, he just hits 1 person for 2 unavoidable when he goes down.
So, a couple big things to remember, guys. Just from what he's read right there, I'll get to the open books in a second. Remember, 1 title character per force, period. You cannot play him and Deadpool together. No. Also, all title abilities that he can use are free actions. You can use them even if he has 2 action tokens or before he makes an actual attack or after. Do keep that in mind.
Yep, but if he doesn't attack, he's going to take that unavoidable.
That's correct.
All right, adding plot points, the open black book. Every scrap of hidden sorcery. Modify Doctor Strange, Earth's Guardians, or an adjacent friendly character's damage value by +1. So he's just got basically an empower enhancement that he can say, hey, you, take it, go. And they don't have to remain adjacent. It just says that he modifies it this turn.
Yep.
So slap you on the behind and send you out in the field. You know, you got +1 to your damage. Go for it.
That big ol' axe. Get out there.
And then he's got his white open book, The Last Days of Magic. This takes 1 plot point. Adjacent friendly characters can use the Mystic's team ability until your next turn. So with all the energy explosion and the change to energy explosion, you can really make them pay for that if they decide to use that.
Yeah, it does.
And then -4 plot points. This is going to be your goal to get up to. For the rest of the game, as long as Doctor Strange Earth's Guardian is on the map, you may re-roll an attack roll each turn. So that's my turn and my opponent's turn. I get to re-roll 1 attack roll. This is not a probability control, so it is not stopped by Venompool's retcon expulsive fire gun or whatever it is.
Yep.
So, and it doesn't also count toward the regular probability control that Doctor Strange has. So,
and it's also not a ability that a character has. Mike would have it if he activated it.
So, as long as Strange is on
the
the
board, yes. So they have to kill him for you to get rid of that.
So, I mean, 7 range is just a huge turret with sidestep, Pensai, energy shield deflection with 18 defense and probability control, and mystics for 80 points. I love that opening click. Drops into a close combat piece with charge, Blade's Claws, exploit, and combat reflexes, again with 18s. It's going to be hard to take this guy down. And then he moves into phase teleport 12, Blade's Claws 11, willpower, and outwit, so that he can, swing a little bit. With this title character, he's much different than Deadpool because you can't just wind him up and let him sit there. If you do that, he's going to go down to being a close combat piece and only have 4 clicks, but you can get that prob for the whole board. I'd recommend playing him with a support character so you can wind him up for 2 turns, get that everlasting prob, and then bring him back to life with the new support, which is now a minimum of 2.
Minimum of 2.
And have him back up to the top. So
Yeah, Night Nurse, you're my buddy.
Overall, I'm really impressed with how they did this. I mean, the Deadpool one obviously way more impressive because you can just use those title abilities however you want. But this, I think, is what the title character is supposed to really feel like. They have a lot of power, but there's a bit of a lashback to using it.
For that cheap point cost of 80 points, I would hope so.
Yeah.
And he does start with 2 plot points. Not sure if you covered that.
Yep, 2 plot points.
All right. Next up, we have Cho Hulk. Amadeus Cho.
Bro Hulk,
Bro Hulk.
our patron superhero of Utah.
Yes, there was a comic book of 50 states, all of them, and he's on the cover of the Utah book.
Yep, the U.S. Avengers.
So he has 2 keywords: Avengers, Illuminati. Great keywords. I will build this amazing Illuminati team someday. If they stop making the characters like 100 points apiece.
Black Bolt, Namor, Professor Xavier, Doctor Doom, Cho.
Oh, Doom is gone.
Black Panther.
Yep. That's all of them, I think, right there.
Oh no, the Illuminati's huge.
It's huge. Huh?
And there's the original Illuminati, but the whole Illuminati even involves villains. They just get together and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna set everything aside and be this massive think tank for the world.
So he's got 2 traits, and these are great traits. And he has damage power for the first 4 because of his dial. First one is battling monsters. When Hulk hits an opposing character with the monster keyword, or with a printed damage value of 4 or more, after actions resolve, remove an action token from him. So his goal is to beat up monsters and or guys with really high damage values that are printed. So he's killing people like LOKT, DORMAMMU, killing guys like Iron Man, just those 4 printeds or monsters. Then he has the trait called Best Hulk Ever. Hulk can use super strength. When he KOs an opposing character, I love this, heal him a number of clicks equal to the damage that would have been taken minus the actual damage taken.
Overkill?
Overkill.
Oh, I'll just heal off of that, thanks.
He literally has a trample heal. That is so cool.
For you Magic players out there.
If it would deal excess past his KO, he heals that much. They have to actually count each one. It's really cool.
And is that standard characters only?
It just as a character.
Hey, Pog, it's time for 7 damage with a heavy.
I don't think they have actual dials, so it wouldn't count.
Ah.
Yeah, they don't have actual combat dials.
Okay,
But
fair.
Hey,
so it is a standard character, basically. They have to have...
yes. I would imagine they have to have a dial to actually click.
Hey, Foggy, come here.
Yeah. Foggy or Jessica is what I was thinking too.
Oof.
So his damage power is, 8th smartest. Hulk can use Outwit. If no friendly character has a power or ability countered, he can also use Perplex. So basically it's Outwit Perplex as long as him or no one else on this force has been Outwit previously.
Outwitted.
Outwitted. I look at his dial there. He has a 8-click long dial for a cheap, cool 160 points. That's not too terrible.
160 is cheap now.
Yes, because 200 is the maximum these days.
So 160, man.
160, but hey.
Worth every penny, though.
Yeah, you do get that 11 attack with Quake and or Super Strength, so you can kind of choose how he wants to smack people. 18, 19, he has 18, 19, almost the whole dial. 17 in the middle there, and 18 19 with 2 clicks of regen, Battle Fury, so he can either punch you. Never has below a 4 damage. Ever.
Always thumping.
So yeah, Super Strength, he has 6 with heavy objects. Until Ultra Heavies are gone, that's 7, but wowza.
That's what, the end of this week? No, Worlds.
Retirement's coming up. Well, no, it's, yeah.
New rules after Worlds.
Rotations, really.
Origins, Worlds, whatever it is.
But, dude, bang for your buck. He's a great, great Hulk. I love him to death. I really wish I had a way to make him, I want to TK him, get him closer, outwit first, and then charge you for 4 plus my heavy. Other than that, just a great figure. Get this guy, guys.
All right, you guys saw me run him in the release day sealed boxes.
Oh, yeah, this is your baby.
The new Jakeem, in my opinion. Iron Man, number 53 Super Rare, Avengers Stark Industries Armor Scientist. Love that keyword set. Real name Tony Stark. He does have the flight ability. Official errata has been released. He has flight, not the boot symbol. His special attack power, he has for his first 4 clicks if you're playing at 165, for his first 2 clicks if you're playing at 125. All my different armors merged into one. Give Iron Man a free action and choose any 2 standard powers, except defensive powers. Until your next turn, he can use the powers chosen powers, but can't use his possessed standard speed, attack, or damage powers.
And so if you guys are curious what that really means, he has running shot on his first click. If he chooses running shot, he cannot use it.
Yeah, this unfortunately came into play. It's like, well, I want to do like, running shot and pulse wave, so that I can running shot pulse wave. Well, now that I picked running shot, because I currently possess running shot, I can't use running shot. And yes, it has been officially ruled that way through the WizKids Info Network. But Eric pointed out for me that this is actually really awesome. You could do his running shot and just do a regular shot for 4, and then pick 2 powers afterward. Like
he's supporting
sidestep and stealth, or if you land in hindering terrain, take stealth and outwit.
Stealth and prob.
Or prob, yeah.
Perplex, whatever you want, really.
Just there's so many capabilities and so many options here. There is a very large debate going on whether who is better, this Iron Man or Jakeem. I'm on the Iron Man side, so that's just where I'm at.
You just love Iron Man. You're so biased.
I do. I love Iron Man. I really don't even know who Jakeem is. But I mean, I've played this Iron Man, and he's significantly less expensive as far as dollar value is concerned. He's not a Chase Prime, super rare, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
For those who are lucky enough to instill their faith in Iron Man before the errata was released, you might have picked him up for about 15.
Yeah.
Now he's floating probably about 30, which is about where he should be. But for 165 points, I have to say I'm terribly addicted to this Iron Man. Every time I think about playing Clicks, I'm like, I think I'll play Iron Man. No, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, because wow, the pick of power.
Yeah, and Jakeem is great, but this guy has Indomitable already, so he already has the willpower. Doesn't have to ever pick that, which is very powerful, even though he can't pick defense powers, so that's good. And then, just the link to his dial, it's the same as Jakeem's, right? Now it's 1 click shorter.
1 click shorter, he's at 7.
But he has way more reducers, and he just has them.
And in his higher point value, he starts with Invincible. Every time I played against a Jakeem, they always pick Invincible.
Stealth Invincible.
So, I mean, he's already got that.
Yep.
Or they'll throw a Possessor on him, like Eclipso.
Which makes him the same points.
Same cost, either way. One other ability that he has that, is very overshadowed by the rest of this figure is his special damage power on his last 2 clicks. Use my armor to imprison you. Give Iron Man a power action and choose an opposing character within 3 squares and line of fire. Until your next turn, that character can't move or make a ranged attack, and Iron Man can't use invulnerability. So he's basically shedding his armor and locking somebody down for a turn, and hopefully you've got some friends that are going to be helping you out, because he can only do that so many times before you're just going to sit there and be like, well, I've got no action tokens, and you're pushed out. Here I come.
What would be so funny is if you were playing against a Jakeem Thunder, you trapped him in Iron Man's suit and then TK'd Iron Man away. He has to sit there in the armor for all eternity and can't shoot anybody.
Until your next turn.
Oh, it's only for a turn.
Yeah.
Dang, I thought it was forever.
No, if it was forever, that'd be awesome.
That'd be so good.
But I think the whole point of that is he's got sidestep. So you power action, lock him in the armor, sidestep back 2, and if they're still within 3, next turn you push again, lock them down again, and sidestep away. So now you're full 5 squares away while they're been locked down in the armor, and you've had some chance to get away, maybe heal, get your special powers back, get up to where you can outwit whatever movement powers they have.
Yep.
He's just, it's really good to pair him with somebody who can heal him and keep him going. And he's really meant to be a good, solid tent pole for any team.
And he always has some form of move and attack. Always.
And just pay attention to your power synergies. Quake Steel Energy was the thing that almost saved the day for me if dice weren't a thing.
If you guys watched that first venue box at the release day.
They're such a thing. So.
Alright, speaking of another amazing super rare, because the super rare of this set is just amazing, guys. These are all just good pieces. Alright, so Captain America, Old Man Cap, number 54, has Avengers, Shield, Soldier. All are amazing keywords to build with. Real name, Steve Rogers. I can ID card this guy in too. As with that guy too.
Until they retire.
Dang it. So, trait and damage power. Damage power for the first 2 clicks. The trait says, Avengers Unifier. Once per turn, when a friendly character is healed, after actions resolve, you may roll a d6. On a result of 4 through 6, remove an action token from that character. I really love this ability. I am so happy they didn't restrict it to like Avengers or shared keywords, because this just makes him a universal cap for any team, period. So a few cool things with this, guys. The whole Fast Forces of Marvel Knights, they all heal. So this guy, whenever they heal, they can positive tokens taken off as well. And or Madcap and the Healing Deadpool from the Deadpool set. Mike's signature healing Deadpool. He's like, okay, I'll push to heal. I heal. Oh, look.
Cap removes the token.
I'm back to 1 token.
Because there's actually a comic book where that Cap and Deadpool ran together, so that's almost comic book accurate right there.
That's pretty funny. Okay, and then his damage power, which is just great too. Captain America can use Outwit and Perplex. That's just good support powers for a 50-point character. He can also use Leadership as if he was 200 points. So, granted, this will be as powerful when the new rules for Leadership come into play, who has the +1 action, which is good. But he'll also count as 200 points. So if he's on a team with no shared keywords,
he's still a 200-point leadership.
You can have a turret tank sitting next to him, and he gets the leadership off of that guy. So if you look at the data here, it's not very great. It's mostly, you can tell he's a support role, stealth, smoke cloud, reflexes. He's meant to sit in hindering terrain and just lead from afar. Does have that 6 rangeful support powers, both Outwit and Perplex. And then late dial, you see there, he gets ESD, still has stealth, and then Perplex, losing that special damage power. Avengers TA, so he moves for free, doesn't get your action total. I love this Cap, guys. Find room for him on your teams.
All right, up next, Man-Thing. And I strongly encourage everybody out there to use the Man-Thing innuendo when playing this figure as much as possible. As much as possible. Number 55, Defenders, Legions of Monsters, Thunderbolts, Monster, and Mystical. Real name, Ted Salas. He was once a real person.
He was.
That makes me very sad on the inside. Trait, Defenders together, once per turn for all characters with this trait. If a character uses Defender's team ability to replace its defense with Man-Things, that character can reduce penetrating damage, and attacks targeting this character using mind control automatically miss.
So, Kilgrave, you don't have a chance with him on the board against you.
Yeah, pretty much. And then his special movement power, he has right smack dab in the middle of his dial. Possessed by the 6-fingered hand. Man-Thing has giant size, range value of 5, and can use sidestep. This power can't be countered. So he goes from a large, lumbering, phasing, teleport, poison, I'm going to go stand next to you with Mystics and Defenders, to now I'm going to be really big, and I'm going to be doing Pensai with 11 attack, 19 defense, and 4 damage, shooting you from just about anywhere.
Isn't that where that says stop, right?
Oh yeah, and he has one stop click, which is on click 3, which is right when he gets that special movement power.
Oh, okay. I thought the whole power was a stop click.
Oh,
no. It's separated.
He just gets a special stop click. But I played this guy in Sealed, and it was really hard to get him up there in a position to sit next to somebody and take a lot of advantage of that poison. And I was really disappointed that he doesn't have like transporter, or they gave him the carry ability. Because I can face teleport in there, but then I'm all alone when I'm supposed to be based people with Defenders passing out the hey, you can't be mind controlled, and you ignore penetrating damage. But then you hit me. And then I'm impervious, and I'm right in the middle of your force going, I got 5 range and 11 attack Pensai, shooting at a base contact for 4 damage, just...
I think I know why. So the 50-point common, Doctor Strange can carry him.
Ah, okay.
So you're carrying it with him, swapping to the defensive one, giving him that 18, and then it also reduces damage by 1.
Can bounce back, okay, and... Okay.
I think that's their go for.
I was not so fortunate as to pull the common Strange.
Yeah.
He has 125 points. His last click, he just finishes off back to loses his giant size and all that good stuff. But he's still a threat with 3 exploit and Mystics his whole dial with those mega damage reducers. So you're going to be dishing out at least 2 Mystics. Even with Dead Girl, because if she runs up and hits him for 6 with blades, she takes that Mystics and she's got to hit him one more time. So... he's worth at least 2 blastback damage, and he's great for protecting at least one of your defenders from mind control and penetrating damage each turn.
It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Next up, we have number 56, Moondragon, Avengers Defenders. She has both keywords. That's kind of neat, actually.
Played both sides of the field in that war.
Real name, Heather Douglas. I believe this is Drax's daughter.
That's what I heard.
It could be. Might not be, guys. It could be wrong. So she has the Defenders Together trait as well. Hers is a little wordy, so I'm going to go ahead and read the important bits. If a character uses the Defender's team ability to replace its defense value with Moondragon's, put an arrogant token on this card, so hers. Moondragon modifies her attack and damage by +1 for each arrogant token on this card, up to a max of 3. So if they keep on taking her defense every other turn, that's something. When Moondragon misses any targets of an attack after action's resolve, remove all arrogant tokens from this card. So you're going to want to make sure you're taking her defense, which is only a 17 early. She does have 18s in the middle of her dial there.
Mm-hmm.
But she can get pluses, and she has mind control almost her entire dial. Yeah, she
does have
mind
her whole
control
dial.
on her whole dial. No move attack powers. You will have to get her up here, but that's what 50-point Strange is for, guys. These defenders don't have a move attack because they really want you to play that Doctor Strange with these characters. I can feel it. And even the rare one giving both her and Man-Thing +1s when they ever use closer range attacks. That's pretty
nice.
Wow. So, let's go ahead and read her movement power on her last 3 clicks there after her regular mind control. So she gets mind control. Moondragon can use mind control with 3 bolts and doesn't take feedback damage when using it. Now, when the new rules rotate in, her regular mind control also won't take feedback damage, so she will have it her whole dial.
I really wonder what they're going to do about that.
I don't know. It just seems like
maybe they heal 1 click. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be. Anyway, carry on.
Carry on. So the 3 bolts is cool. She does have 1 and 7 range. 7 range mind control is no joke. So keep that in mind, guys. And then on her first 3 clicks, her attack power is called My Formidable Psionic Powers. Moondragon can use Pensai and Telekinesis.
TK.
So she's doing those support attack rolls in the back. She's also doing, oh, they reducers. Zap. Oh, TK, get in there, Man-Thing. Until he's giant and you can't TK him no more. But all around, good dial. I love that she has 85 points for what she is. Perplex is a great support power for your team. Probably overlooked a lot of people, but she's just great.
I didn't think much of her, but when George ran her against me, I was thoroughly impressed. I had to get one. All right. Kingpin, number 57. Emissaries of Evil. The Hand. Martial artist, politician, ruler. Real name, Wilson Fisk. Trait. Please escort this man out of my office. Please, just get him out of here. Kingpin. When Kingpin takes damage, he takes a maximum of 1 damage unless he is the only character on your force. He's taken 1, period. Unless he's the only guy there, and then he's taking it all.
Yep.
Special damage power for his first 3 clicks. Everyone has a weakness. Kingpin can use leadership. Give Kingpin a power action and choose a friendly character that shares a keyword within 8 squares. The chosen character can use exploit weakness this turn. So, Emissaries of Evil, Hand, Martial Artist, Politician, and Ruler. There's a lot of good people you could be handing out exploit to. Stealth for his first 3 clicks. Mastermind his whole dial. Sinister Syndicate TA, so you can be bouncing out those 11s to adjacent friendlies. And then Sidestep with exploit. 75 points, for the survivability and what he can do. As long as you're running a theme team, it could be really nasty. Hand, use that with that Electra with the blades.
There you go. Ugh. That's pretty gnarly. Blades exploit on everybody?
Well, I don't think you can do it to everybody.
No?
Because I think hers specifically says you may make an attack to each adjacent character and use blades during that attack. So it's a special power action, so you wouldn't be able to do the exploit with
If it's a power action, no. But if it's just close combat actions,
maybe.
We'll have to read the card.
We'll look at it.
We'll look at it.
You guys look at it.
Yeah. Take that.
Will you just look at it?
I don't have it here.
Go.
All right. Next up, we have Black Panthrone, number 56.
That's an awesome turn, because we got the Chair Devil and Black Panthrone. I like that, Eric. That's good.
Real name is T'Challa. He has Illuminati. There's Illuminati. Wakanda and Ruler. Gotta love that ruler keyword. So he has a trait and a special damage power for the first 2 clicks of his dial. He's a very, very interesting build for a Black Panther. So the trait is called Highest Authority in the Land. Friendly characters with a Wakanda keyword modify their attack by +1. He is also included with this because he's friendly to himself. So he is rocking an 11 attack. Just because he's on the board. His damage power says Sacred Ruler of Wakanda. Black Panther can use leadership, but succeeds on a 4 through 6, so hey, better leadership chances there. When he doesn't succeed, after actions resolve, you may place a number 14 Wakandan warrior from the commons down there, you see. For the rest of the game, in an adjacent square with an action token. On a result of 4, that character begins the game on click number 3. On a result of 5, that character begins the game on click number 2. And on 6, that character begins on click number 1 and doesn't receive an action token.
Huh.
So based on his leadership results, you get Wakandan warriors almost every turn as long as you have them on your sideline, which is very, very important. Because it does say from us at the game, so it does refer to your sideline. No?
No, outside of the game is outside of the game. So you reach into your clicks box and you say, boop, there's a Wakandan warrior, versus including them in your sideline. Because your sideline is actually part of your force in your build. Outside of the game is outside of the game. If it's a game element, it still has to be modern. If you're playing in modern or gold, it has to match your playset. But, I mean, if it's outside of the game, you could pull in as many of those as you wanted, and they wouldn't be limited to your sideline.
That's kind of nice because your sideline is a resource that only has so many slots in it at 300 points, so that's fair. But that's mostly him, guys. Look at his dial there. He has plasticity, so he ties you to his chair with mastermind, so he's keeping those Wakanda warriors close and just pawning off the damage to them. Granted, that's scoring you 25 points per 20 points per one you have to kill off to keep your Black Panther alive. But they have decent, I think they have 9 the entire dial, so you're getting 10s. And then he gets Force Blast to push him away with Barrier and Outwit. So most people would say he's kind of a meh Black Panther, but I think you play this Black Panther with some Wakandans like Wakabi, other Black Panthers that have Wakandan keyword, and just go ham with them. It seems kind of weird to play multiple Black Panthers, but we're playing Heroclix. We're not playing the comic books.
All right, up next, Claw. It's the Claw. Number 59, Masters of Evil Scientist. Real name, Ulysses Claw. Okay. Your parents hated you, Ulysses. They really did. Trait, Hard Light Focused Vibranium Conduits. Give Claw a free action and choose a standard attack power. He can use that power this turn. TK, Pensai, Pulse Wave, Steel Energy, Blades Claws.
Poison.
Oh yeah, I totally use that.
Yeah, you can.
Smoke Cloud. I mean, if it's a standard attack power, you can pick it as free action. And it doesn't even have to be during the beginning of your turn, so do what you need to do with him and then pick it.
So, yeah, with new rules, guys, when Poison comes out, since it's a free action, if he's already based at somebody, you pick Poison, you poison them, and then you sidestep with his sidestep away. And then you clear.
That's terrible. His special movement power for his first 3 clicks that we were just talking about, Claw can use sidestep and ignores hindering, blocking terrain, and character bases, so you don't have to break. When he uses sidestep, you may roll a d6, and he may move up to the result instead of 2. So, oh wow.
You always have 2.
Yep, you always have 2. I think I played it in the sealed that I rolled a 1, and I thought I could have got a 1.
Yep.
And I only was able to move 1, but he may move up to the result instead of the 2, so get a minimum of 2 there.
It's a may, yeah, so you can just go 2 for roll 1. That's not bad.
It's really not. Special defensive power he has on click 1 and 3. He can use super senses. If he would take more than 2 damage, he takes 2 damage instead. So, top click, you take 2 damage. Hey look, I've got my super senses power again. You hit me again, 2 damage. Hey look, I'm on regen. Get a regen, phase teleport away, go hide somewhere. This guy is insane for 110 points. I'm sorry, George, I know I shell-shocked you with this guy, but wow.
I think you can shell shock anyone when you throw a character through a wall.
When I sidestep 6 squares through a wall, pulse wave single target a character, next turn sidestep away. Back through the wall so you can't hit me back.
It's a little rude.
It's a little rude. So he, diet pick a power, he gets to one choice on a pick a power, but always play him on an indoor map if you can, and just phase through those walls with a sidestep, shoot somebody or hit them really hard, and then just phase teleport away so they can't get you.
Beware the outwit on his defense power.
Yes.
It can just make him null and void to that. So
it does.
All right. So next up we have number 60, the big 2-0. Dormammu, Loki. Dorky.
Dorky. I can't believe it. I guess I can believe that stuck, but oh man, dorky.
So real name, Dormammu and Loki Laufey-san.
Laufey-san.
So he has 2 traits and a damage power on the last 2 clicks. Mystic ability, 8 range, 2 bolts, 220 full, 150 lower. Indomitable.
Ugh.
First trait, meld the dark dimension with yours. Give Dormammu and Loki a free action to remove an object within 8 squares from the game, not line of fire, 8 squares. Place a -1 bystander in that square once per turn. When an opposing character is replaced, brought onto the map from an opponent's sideline, or one or more opposing bystanders are brought into the game. After the beginning of game effects, after action resolve, you may place a -1 bystander adjacent to Dormammu Loki. Holy mouthful.
I'm just gonna say this now. No, my Hulkbuster torso.
Yes. If you can move him his 10 or 9 squares to pin remove him, so you TK him out 8, move him up 10 into stealth.
And you've got another 8, that's full board. You can wipe out anybody's special object from the word go.
I see a symbiote. It's a -1. I see a Hulkbuster torso. It's a -1.
Oh, I see one of the new Thor hammers from the latest set. It's a -1.
We see a weapon drop. It's a -1.
Oh.
It's so good.
So much hate.
Now, if you're playing more casual, limited, you'll only see basic objects. Play all the light objects. 2 lights and a heavy, and just turn your heavy into a
Turn their heavy
into a dude. And these -1s are no joke. Here's the dial for these.
Or with the new rules, you could turn the lights into -1 so that if they don't have super strength, they can't pick them up.
Yes. It's rude.
It's
straight
so
up
rude.
just, oh, you were thinking of hitting me with light objects? No, you weren't. I'm going to make a -1 that has 5 range, 4 speed with sidestep, 9 attack Pensai, 16 defense with toughness, and 2 damage. Those are some ridiculous mindless ones.
Play that with that Strange that does enhancement and power and plus.
Mindless ones, sure.
And remember,
Strange and Dormammu teamed up.
besides the objects, guys, I'm sorry it's taking so long to figure, but this is really important. This gets to happen whenever they call in a figure from the sideline, so ID cards. Whenever they shift focus, you get to do this. Whenever they make their own bystander token from some other effect, like Penguin, okay, you just get to mirror stuff on the board like they do. And they're 0 points. These things are nuts.
It's no wonder this guy's been dominating the sealed.
Yeah. Alright. Other traits called my mindless minions. When another friendly character of 25 points or more is KO'd, after it can resolve, may place a -1 in that square. So another way to get -1s. If your guys all die, you get more -1s in their place. Alright, so back to probably the biggest downside of this character on the last 2 clicks of his awesome 9-click dial. When Dormammu and Loki miss an attack and have no action tokens, after resolve, give them an action token. They basically just double token up because they fumbled.
Whoops.
And that's really it, guys. I'm so happy that that's a power from like the last end of the dial. We still have 10, 11 attack. They only have a 9 attack for 1 click on this whole dial. They are just monsters. Look at their dial there real quick. You see stealth, running shot, force blast. Phasing, with then pen size, precisions, nothing, and then bounces between 18 impervious, 19 invincible, 18 impervious, 18 invincible, invuln, toughness, prob, outwit, and that power. Drop the mic. He's done.
Man-Ape, number 61, Wakanda, animal, mystical.
So wait. Black Panther gives him a +1 to his attack value.
Oh yeah. Real name, M'Baku. Love these Wakandan names.
That's so great.
They're missing so many vowels. Ignores hindering terrain for movement purposes. Trait. So, this guy's dial is really straightforward, as you can see. This trait seals the deal on this guy. Man-Ape, can you steal energy?
What?
When Man-Ape KOs an opposing character with 50 points or more, after action resolve, remove an action token from him.
Nice.
Om nom noms. The only thing that I think he's really missing at this point would be willpower, but he starts with charge, super strength, 11 attack, invuln with 4 damage, so he's doing 6. I'm probably going to KO something, remove an action token. You hit me a couple times. Now I've got hypersonic speed with Battle Fury with Steel Energy, so I'm going to zip in Steel Energy and hide, zip in Steel Energy and hide. And then if you really get me down there, I've got Sidestep Blades with Exploit and Combat Reflexes. So, I mean, wow. For 100 points. This guy is a straightforward, just solid primary attacker.
He ignores hindering, too.
Just get in there for, ignoring the hindering for movement purposes. You know, I'd love to see him played on the new Wakandan map where you get +2 for your range.
There you go.
Range attacks.
There you go.
Just jumping out of the bushes, attacking you like a crazy gorilla, and then disappearing again. It's the stuff of nightmares.
It's terrifying. All right, next up we have Moon Knight at number 62. Marvel Knights, Detective. I love detective keyword. And Mystical. Real name, Mark Spector. Now, okay, I've heard this name. This is the Mr. Knight? Or is that what they call him? I've heard an alternate name for this particular look of him because he's not wearing the usual hood.
Oh.
But I'm not sure. In the comments, please, is this like a Mr. Knight or who is this one? But trait, Protector of Night Travelers. This is really cool, by the way. Once per turn, if another friendly character is damaged from an attack after action is resolved, remove an action token from Moon Knight. Period. Whenever a friendly character is KO'd from an attack, after action is resolved, you may place Moon Knight in a square that character occupied.
And I saw a ruling on the forum. You can do both of those in the same deal. They aren't exclusive to each other.
So they damage, token off. They die, he moves.
Yep.
Okay. And then his Moon Darts and Blade Fist are speed power for the first 3 clicks. I love it when they give him Running Shot and Charge. That's what he can use in those first 3 clicks. With 8s and 7 speeds there, 4 range only, but that makes sense for his little Moon Darts. And then his last click, My Life, courtesy of Khonshu. 18 defense with, oh my goodness, look at the dial there. A 6 speed flurry, 11 attack, 4 damage. What? Oh, and on the click, he can use regeneration and invulnerability that can't be countered or ignored because of stop. Not too shabby. He does ignore hindering and elevated, so he's a rooftop climbing, bush moving son of a gun. Does have Indomitable. Starts off with Perplex, 18 with Toughnesses. Does get Reflexes down dial there with 17, 16. Sidestep Flurry. Does have Exploit. And then Close Combat Expert. And then Perplex again. This Moonet for 110 points does have Wild Card, so we can actually pick just Wild Card. Doesn't have the Marvel Knights trait, which kind of threw me off. But with that other trait that he got, it kind of makes sense as to why. I would play him on Detective teams, although Batman give him stealth.
Nice. Ant-Man, number 63. Avengers, Defenders, Heroes for Hire Scientists. You saw him previewed on the WizKids homepage in their press room. Go check that out. They preview figures there. It's really awesome.
All the time.
Real name Scott Lang. So this is our Scott Lang Ant-Man who has accepted the mantle and is moving forward. Special movement power for his first 3 clicks. Ant-Man Security Solutions. He can use Sidestep and Stealth. When an adjacent opposing character is moved or placed, you may place Ant-Man adjacent to that character after action is resolved. Ignores character bases for movement purposes. One of my first thoughts was we actually have somebody who can take down Mystique now.
Yes.
I mean, you have to time it right. So she has 2 action tokens in baser, and then anytime she moves, if she tries to sidestep, he's just going to follow, and then he gets to hit her.
Yep.
I mean, she could move and then force blast him away, but if he gets down low enough, he's going to have that combat reflexes. So, special damage power on his first 2 clicks and his last click. Subatomic Subterfuge. Ant-Man can use Perplex. When he does, if he targets an opposing character, that character can't target Ant-Man until your next turn unless it's the only character on your force. So again, with Mystique, when you base her, when she's got 2 tokens, she may sidestep, you follow over, then now that you can target her on your turn, you perplex her so she can't target you back, so now she can't force blast you. You got Ant-Man stuck to her.
Yep.
For the rest of the game. And then you're just going to take her down. For 80 points, and being able to do that to just about anybody and being able to run away, ignoring character bases, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this ignore character bases for movement purposes is ridiculous.
Now, don't think you can tie him to Jakeem Thunder. He can still pulse wave him.
Yep, that would be unfortunate.
Don't think of that. That sounds great, I know, but no.
Can't target. Yep, because Pulse Wave ignores all game
Yes,
effects.
it does.
So. But tiny size with an 18 defense super senses at range, you're rocking a 19 super senses to start. He also has stealth, so I mean you can sneak right up. He's got precision strike, so you can get those punches in there. It goes to in-cap and combat reflexes. Close combat expert in the middle. Right about click 3 is where you want to end up. If you base somebody and he gets hit, then you just really dish out that damage for 4. And just because I love these flavor texts, Precision Strike is punch to the temple. In-cap is punch to the other temple. But yeah.
Nice.
All right, up next.
Up next, we have the legendary, the amazing Johnny Blaze. Sorry, Ghost Rider. He's Ghost Rider. Number 64. Marvel Knights, Midnight Suns, and Mystical. He has the Marvel Knights trait, giving him that wild card or 10. This is the only one in this one, so I have
think
to
we've
read
seen
it.
so far, yeah.
All right, at the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose one. Characters using this trait have a minimum attack value of 10, or characters using this trait are wild cards. Now, he does ignore elevated, hindering, and character bases. He does have 4 range, which is very impressive for Ghost Rider. That chain does look like it should have range on it. And has 3 incredible point values they've so aptly called his veteran, experienced, and rookie levels.
There you go.
All of them have the power, which I'm about to read here, called Vengeance Will Not Be Denied. Ghost Rider can use Sidestep, so hey, Sidestep, that's great. Give Ghost Rider a power action to move up to his speed value in a direct path. After actions resolve, choose deal 3 damage or 2 penetrating damage. Then make a close attack targeting all characters he moved through. Hit characters are dealt the chosen damage instead of normal damage and placed into a square that Ghost Rider didn't move through adjacent to their current square. I think he's the only one of these 3 that does that. They move when he runs over them.
Oh, yeah, and bumps him out of the way.
Yep. So guys, don't forget that he does that. That can really shift up a column of dudes into away from adjacency of
Or
each
you
other.
could just move one character over to an adjacency and then take an energy explosion shot afterward.
Ah, there you go.
With Punisher.
Ooh, thinking of Marvel Knights combos already. And he does have, 3-point wins at 100, 75, and 50, so he fits in quite well with any Marvel Knights team you want to play. He does have Indomitable, which I like. Here's the only time I have with this guy. Every single Ghost Rider, almost, to my knowledge, has had Mystics. He does not. And I guarantee
Most of them do.
I guarantee as to why it's because his point values are so low. If you gave a 50-point Mystics to a team of Marvel Knights and they all pick wild card, you wouldn't want to play against that team. You'd be salty, salty, salty. Period. So, it's fine. Otherwise, that power to move through all of the terrains and characters, just bam, hitting everyone, I love it. So great. I don't know what could make him better. I wish he wasn't a peanut base, but the bike is just cool. But other than that, people haven't said he's the best of the 3. I like him just because he's Ghost Rider.
All right.
I could say more.
Last for me, Valkyrie, number 65. Asgardian Defenders, real name Barbara Norris. I could have swore she had a different real name in one of the other sets, but hey.
Meh.
Defenders together. The important part here is when they replace their defense value with Valkyries, heal that character 1 click after actions resolve. That's actually really awesome.
That is really good.
Then her trait, Aragorn to battle. So her charge is actually traded, unlike Ghost Rider's, which is a special move.
Special
power.
movement power. Yep.
Give her a power action, move in a direct path using ignore character bases. She also flies, so she'll ignore hindering and elevated as well, and outdoor blocking. After action resolve, make a close attack targeting all characters she moved through. Valkyrie can use Blaze Claw's Fangs for this attack, and if she does, roll a d6 for each hit character. These d6s cannot be re-rolled. So she's going to get the Blaze Claws a minimum of 2 on that when she does that. And she can sidestep in position first, get that lined up. 11 attack starting out with energy shield deflection, so with that 10 movement, you can really barrel through people, get far enough away, and have a 19 defense to try and fend off those shots that happen afterward. And you could be dishing, upwards of 6 damage to each person you barreled through, with 75 points on this. You know, she's probably going to run out there and get killed if you're not careful. But overall, wow, being able to just line people up and blades the tar out of them, I'd play her. She drops into Battle Fury and finishes out with Charge. So, I mean, you could do a regular charge instead of the running through people, but you wouldn't get the blades with that.
Yeah.
Does have a couple 9s in there, which is difficult to see, but make sure you give her some support. You've got plenty of room with that 75 points for her cost.
One thing Mike and I talked about these peanut dial bases, we have one more to cover real quick. We discussed it might be better to play them, whereas you don't barrel your full speed into people and stop next to them. You want to get there closer to you, make sure they're in a good line formation, and then run through and go way past them. So you have a less chance of being just obliterated by their whole team on the return end. So Black Knight, the last of our super rares for this review video. Great looking sculpt. I love that metal horse he's riding on there. So he has number 66, Defenders, Mystical, Warrior.
Is he wanted dead or alive?
No. But hey.
On a steel horse he rides?
Nope, no flavor text.
Oh.
That would have been really cool. So he has Defenders together. Once per turn, for all characters with this trait, if a character uses the Defender's team ability to replace its defense value with Black Knight's, heal Black Knight of 1 click of damage as actions resolve.
So he starts with that 18 but drops to 17s. So, I mean, you're passing around 17s, which isn't bad, but then they can get him back up to
18.
top dial.
Yep.
So.
He can then push if he's on the defense aisle and heal back up the next turn if someone borrows his 8 to 17. So, and that's whether or not they hit or not too, guys. If you replace it during an attack, he still gets to heal. He has Sidestep and Toughness, the first 3 clicks, and then it drops down into Flurry with Steel Energy. Gotta love that. Reflexes, 17s, and 3 Exploit. So, you can mix those two together, can't you?
Can't Flurry and Exploit.
No, but you can Steel Energy Exploit.
You can Steel Energy and Exploit, absolutely.
Alright, so probably going to pick the Flurry and Steel Energy so you can heal twice. But yeah. His trait gives him this: Atomic Steed, Ebony Blade. Give Black Knight a power action to move in a direct path using Ignore character bases. After actions resolve, make a close attack using Exploit Weakness, targeting all characters he moved through. So instead of the blades or the pick damage, he gets straight up Exploit Weakness, which is penetrating damage for most. 75 points, Defender's TA, Flight, Sidestep. Great for Defender's TA. I thought it was kind of interesting they picked 2 Defenders for this and not
An Avenger.
An Avenger. Yeah, but I don't think there's many Avengers that have this kind of mechanic anyways.
Hawkeye did. Once upon a time, he had the Hawkeye cycle.
That would be really cool to see him.
It would have been cool, yeah, but we got Ghost Rider instead, so no complaints.
Yes, no complaints.
One quick note about Black Knight while he's still there on the screen. His Steel Energy, late dial, if you run through multiple people when you do that exploit, you could gain multiple clicks back. So if I'm on that first click of Steel Energy and I charge through 3 people, I can be back to top dial, and I just exploited them all for 3 damage. Granted, I had a 9 attack, but you know, that's where you hope you have some support going on there.
For sure. That's true, guys.
So he's got a lot of survivability.
Mike Nito says.
Mike Nito says. All right, guys. That has been the sum of the super rares. We're happy we were able to get a hold of all of these for you so we could review them all in their entirety. Special thanks to our buddy George for loaning us MAN-APE. He was the one super rare that happened to escape us during our quest to gather these up for you. I hope you all have found this informative and helpful to decide which one of these super rares is worth chasing down or shelling out that big green for, because a lot of these, you know, this super rare set in this set itself was just amazing. There are very few here that I don't desire to have. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us how we're doing. If you guys have any comments about any of these figures, please leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And remember,
Strike first.
and strike hard.